Welcome to SVG-TV News for Friday, October 2nd, 2015. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. 25 local law enforcement officers who received training as first responders at a crime scene received their certificates of completion earlier today at the Old Montrose Police Headquarters. At the ceremony, Permanent Secretary Godfred Pompey highlighted that the government takes seriously the training of its human resource, which he says it's most valuable to this country. Pompey further advised the newly trained officers to take their new knowledge and apply it wisely.
We have the material here with us. That is why the RSS is exploiting it, and we do appreciate that exposure. Today I'm delighted that the RSS continues to partner with us in the delivery of relevant training to our policemen and women. The Ministry of National Security has as its top priority development of our human capital. And over the years, a number of officers have been exposed to a series of training, locally, regionally, and internationally.
Permanent Secretary Pompey says training persons locally and in the region is economical, as these trained persons can train others.
Because under the Commissioner's account, there's a particular vote referred to training from which they have been utilizing, along with resources from the Public Service Commission's Department, donor agencies such as the RSS, and other friendly governments. However, it must be recognized that programs delivered locally are more beneficial. In fact, they go a long way in exposing more officers, because before us we have 25 participants, as opposed to the ones you referred to in Trinidad, because we might be only able to expose one or two, given the financial constraints. And we do appreciate this effort in exposing as much officers as possible to training programs. Hence, the focus is in delivering courses locally.
Additionally, Commissioner of Police Michael Shah has expressed his satisfaction with the training the core group received. He says the officers now strengthens the force to deliver the best service.
After listening to the overview from Inspector Joseph, I'm indeed happy at what was thrown out to these first responders. It is imperative that each officer have something to know in terms of first responding when you're an officer who arrive on a scene first. I'm also proud that not only general police officers participated in this training course, but we also have members from traffic and Coast Guard, and I'm very happy that our Coast Guard members are able to participate in these type of training.
Emphasizing the importance of having a safe place to report sexual offenses, Officer with the York Regional Police of Canada, Vondel Kane, says she is pleased to be part of a team which will help this country establish a sex crime unit. Burke Kane is part of a 5-man contingent who handed over yesterday some 20,000 Canadian dollars worth of equipment and teaching materials for the unit. The officer says it is equally critical for persons to know what boundaries they should not cross.
And I'm actually really thrilled to be a part of this. I think it's really important for women to have a safe space where they can report these types of crimes. I think it's important to, first of all, define the meaning, what sexual assault actually is, because I think a lot of men are still not, and women actually, are still not aware when the line is crossed. So I'm really, really happy to be just a part of this team.
Officer Jack Morgan, also of the York Regional Police of Canada, says he is pleased to utilize his information technology skills to help St. Vincent and the Grenadines set up such an important unit. He notes that having officers collect and store data on their computers should speed up the process of investigation.
IT is a huge component at YRP. Without it, I don't know that our conviction rates would be anywhere near what they are. So, I mean, everything, the records that electronic records that we keep, the databases that we have, the analysis that we do now, I mean, we're still evolving as well. And that just, I think it, overall reduces crime and makes a positive impact on the community. I've been working with York Regional Police for 5, but I have, over 15 years of IT experience. So I just wanted to come down and, give back and, help these guys out, setting up the network and, just applying my skills to help people that can use it.
The new Democratic Party NDP candidate for the East St. George constituency, Dr. Linton Lewis, is questioning the love of the ruling Unity Labour Party, the ULP. At a meeting in Fairhall last evening, Dr. Lewis says that the ULP slogan of Labour loves you is far from true, claiming that the party has never been good Samaritans to those in need who do not support them. Dr. Lewis says the truest expression of love is to serve fairly.
That the Labour speaks about love, but none of them acts as a good Samaritan. Because if they have NDP and look at ULP, they will never help you once you are NDP. So they are not Samaritans. That kind of love, their love is not enough what it is in the Bible in Luke chapter 10. You have to be a good Samaritan. You have to show that you love people in order to get them to believe that you love them.
The opposition senator says he is confident that he will win his seat this time around after coming close to victory in the last general elections.
I came to say to you tonight, as a candidate for the Democratic Party, I feel confident and I feel happy and I am reassured in the knowledge that I will win the constituency of Eastern George. When I came to Eastern George in 2005, we were 2,000 votes down, 2,000 votes. That was a hard time. It wasn't an easy road at all. Now we need 140 votes to win this constituency, and we have already got far more than 140 votes.
And opposition leader Anim Eustace says Dr. Lewis's record of service is impeccable and that he rose to heights based on his hard work and merit and not favoritism. Eustace assured the people of East St. George that Dr. Lewis will serve and represent them without bias and prejudice.
So I know a good bit about his intelligence, about his background, and why he had the skills and what skills he had to perform the task that we thought he could perform. And the first 2 years of the offshore sector, he did very well. We reached 12,000 entities registered in the offshore sector here on the Lincoln. Then quick time. Today, we don't even have 2,000. We reached 12,000 since the 1990s. We don't know. So I know what he can do. And therefore I am very confident that he'll make a competent representative for the people of East St. George.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines has been congratulated for being the third country in the Caribbean to become involved in electronic or e-waste management. This, according to Nadaline Cummings, the Managing Director of Caribbean E-Waste Management Incorporated, located in Barbados. Cummings' remarks came today during a tour of the Diamond Landfill. Cummins says Barbados was one of the first countries to start the hands-on aspect of the program and says St. Vincent and the Grenadines has great potential for the proper management of e-waste.
And there's not much countries in the Caribbean is doing it. Barbados is one of the first countries to start actually separating the electronic waste. We have Trinidad is doing some aspect of it, but not the actual separation of the waste. They are doing more of the data destruction aspect of it. Jamaica recently started a pilot project on electronic waste, but fortunately Barbados was the one to actually start the hands-on aspect where we collect the waste and prevent it from going to the landfill, and we process it and get it out. So there's not much. Antigua started recently in 2014, so there's a lot of catching up to do. So I congratulate St. Vincent in being the third on the list.
Some of the participants shared their opinions on the project and what they have been learning, such as the effects that various poisonous materials can have on the environment, as well as the health of individuals.
Types of devices that you classify as e-waste, old televisions, computers, etc. The components in each of these things, the harmful chemicals that you find in them, like cadmium and mercury and lead. So we're learning about these things, how to handle them, the proper procedures in going on in dealing with these kind of harmful chemicals, protective gear that you see us wearing here, the importance of wearing these when we're handling e-waste.
One participant indicated the training has helped him to build character.
You know, in St. Vincent we have a problem with most youth guys being on the block. You can use their efforts and manage it into something constructive. Not only that, it helps to build character. By doing this training, it's not basically just going in depth and dismantling products. It's about learning as we go.
The second transfer of funds from pledges made during last month's radiothon, amounting to $15,000, was today wired to the Dominica National Bank to go towards the Erica Relief Fund. The latest amount sent off total 15,000 EC dollars. On the 6th September, 8 local radio stations teamed up in a response effort by staging a radiothon to receive pledges from the public to assist in the recovery in the wake of severe damage caused in Dominica by the passage of Tropical Storm Erica on August 26th. Manager of the National Broadcasting Corporation, NBC, Carlita Oliver, says this now makes it a total of $55,000 so far donated to the Relief Fund to assist the people of Dominica.
The second transfer amounting to $15,000 to Dominica from monies which were deposited arising from the radiothon that was staged by 8 local radio stations on the 6th of September to aid in the relief effort in the wake of the passage of Tropical Storm Erica on the 26th of August. It means therefore that with this second transfer, a total of $55,000 has been sent to Dominica for the relief effort. Now, the pledges amounted to $53,324, but because there was just over $12,000 on the account, it means that the relief effort would have benefited from an additional amount of funds. So we have sent $55,000, even though $53,324 is what was pledged.
The NBC radio manager once again appealed to Vincentians to continue to give generously to the people of Dominica by fulfilling their pledges and make the necessary deposits at the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, account number 134399.
And actually, all the pledges have not yet been deposited. There is still an amount of $8,806 which was pledged that have not yet been deposited. So we're urging persons who made pledges to remember that the account is still open at the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's 134399, and you can make your deposits there for the relief effort. So we're hoping that within another week or so, depending on how the response is in terms of the pledges being deposited, that we can make a final transfer funds to Dominica, arising from the pledges which were made when the radiothon was held.
The GEMS Community Organization has donated 2,000 Eastern Caribbean dollars each to 7 community groups as part of its National Week of Climate Action campaign. The community group, which was formed in 1978 in Enhams, has a main focus on environmental management. Their latest venture comes after receiving just over $2 million in funding from the Jewish Community Federation Goldman Environment Foundation to help communities enhance their ability to take action against climate change. GEMS representative Roger Young says numerous activities will be held in the coming weeks, including training workshops, cultural wakes to raise awareness, live radio programs, the building of a website, a documentary, community mapping to identify hazardous areas, and the National Week of Climate Action, which will be funded by the Jewish Community Federation Goldman Environment Foundation. Young outlined that the Week of Action will run from October 9th to 15th and says world leaders are realizing the importance of combating climate change, and so too should rural community leaders.
Aware, climate change has been a topical global issue, specifically within the past 5 years, and is seen as one of the major long-term development challenges facing the globe today. We would have heard the pronouncement of climate change recently by President Barack Obama on his visit to Alaska recently. We would have also heard Francis Julius visit to Cuba and the US in terms of climate change. And also we have heard our very own Prime Minister in relation to Chiptown and energy costs and inequalities. So as we can see, climate change is a topical issue globally, and the leaders have always taken a lead in terms of that. And the We as Community Organization see it best that we also take a leading role in terms of heightening awareness within those communities of the impact of climate change.
He says the various activities that the 7 community organizations will carry out to commemorate the National Week of Climate Change will help to strengthen environmental management capacity in rural areas.
Beneficial organizations, however, must undertake their activities during the period October 9th to 15th. We also expect these organizations to promote their activities within their local communities and to let us, in terms of GEMS, know by early next week the specific date or days of their individual activities, so we can see how best we can coordinate media coverage and also how we can witness and also participate in their various activities. Based on the various submissions from the groups, some of the activities to be undertaken during the week include riverbank and drain cleanups, tree planting in public spaces, distribution of trees to local residents, riverbank stabilization by planting grass to reduce soil erosion, and community awareness building through workshops.
Some of the participating groups expressed their gratitude for the funding, which they say will help to ensure that not only the environment, but lives are also saved.
We have a facility here that is a livelihood facility, and we want to gear it towards tourism. And the plastic bottles we are seeing is a site for soul eyes. Also, we are seeing the lands being eroded because we don't have trees and the riverbanks. So what we'll do with this is to help to see how we can minimize the plastic bottles, also planting vetiver, grass, and other trees, coconuts across the riverbanks, and other fruit trees.
So all the garbage, the dogs come there, we have cleaned 2 parts of it. We have the riverbank where we have extended another area, but on the lower side there's another garbage heap. They come there, so you see the problem. We apply the tools that we use on the puddlers. We have no rain, no hole, no meter, and it costing us money to send here. But we have to do some. We want to say thanks to them, Andrew, Rosanna, all the people. Nobody.
The Medical Association of St. Vincent and the Grenadines today held a sale of all things pink under the Singer Gallery to raise funds for Vincentians with cancer who may need to travel for further treatment. The venture was supported by a Mustique company. Next.
Hi, my name is Shannon Samuel and I'm here today with Pink Day under the gallery at Singer. The Medical Association is having this grand sale where we have all things pink in support of Breast Cancer Awareness 2015. We have our pink t-shirts, if you would notice on the table. We have pink caps. We also have pink pins and pink bracelets. We have keychains. We have scratch pads and notebooks. We have cupcakes. We have tote bags. We're doing all things pink here today. And we're doing this to raise funds for the breast cancer patients in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. In conjunction with Mustique Airways, we're also selling our raffle tickets. They're $10 a ticket, $50 a book. Our sales are going great today and we're just having a really good time. We're getting the support from the public and we're raising funds, and we want to raise funds so that we could help those who have breast cancer, have been diagnosed with cancer, and need to leave St. Vincent to get the treatment that they need.
Next on the calendar for the month of activities is the annual College and Career Exhibition to be held on the 14th and 15th at the Methodist Church Hall. The 16th October 2015 is the day earmarked for the 11th Annual Breast Cancer Awareness Pink Capacity Walk, which will conclude with a rally and a raffle at Heritage Square. Sunday, October 18th is scheduled for the 5K run from Honest Vale to the Grassroots Tennis Center at Maurice Road.